Welcome everybody, this is Shield Maiden SA, and we are here again for another Saturday We Slay. As you can see, we've got some help back in the background, so don't mind him. He's just kind of chilling, checking things out. I am here today, and we are going to bring you a couple of fun new products from Morphe. Stop. One of the things we're going to do, we're going to create a look using the Morphe 35I Icy Fantasy Palette. This is a lot of pastels. And we're also going to use the Pop of Pastel Matte Lipstick Trio. As you can see, I am still working on getting some of the video things figured out, some of the lighting set back up properly. But hey, we're back in the right space now. So that's of course a plus. So hey, steps in the right direction, right? I have already gone ahead and put on my foundation using the Tati Blendifuls. And we're going to go back in. I still need to put a little bit of concealer in here and do some of my contour, but we'll come back in and do that after we've done the eyes, because with the pastel, I don't think I'm going to have too much fallout, but I may be going back in with some darker colors kind of like as accents. And I do have a little bit of concern that some of those may possibly end up with a little bit of fallout through here. So I want to make sure that I can clean that up with the foundation. And don't mind him over there. Yeah, hey, no. No, you can't be disruptive. We have a video. This is work time. He's still learning. He's new. He should fall over off that couch cushion any minute now. So, all right, without further ado, like I said, since we've already primed, we've already gone ahead and put on our foundation, we're going to go ahead and dig right in. Now, I know with this palette, a lot of people did that, like, we're saying that it wasn't pigmented. That is not what I'm finding at all. But the one thing I do know is that this palette does have shimmers that are designed to be used as toppers, as well as some glitters, which may not appear quite as light and fun and bright as the actual pressed eyeshadows themselves. So with that being said, you know, I am going to be using these primarily the matte finishes, but I may go in and play with some of these toppers because there are some fun iridescent toppers that I think can definitely help a look really pop. Now, of course, if this is the first time you have joined me for a video and you like what you see, or you are interested in watching more makeup looks, whether they are just bold looks, everyday looks, or even some special effect makeup, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. That way you know when I'm going to be posting up those videos. Like I said, like and subscribe. That way, like I said, you're notified and you can go ahead and follow us here as well. Now, of course, I did swatch a lot of these colors earlier today, and that can be found on my Instagram, which is Shield Maiden SA. Also, you can find me on Twitter, Shield Maiden SA1. So let's go ahead and get started. Now with this one, there is so much fun pastel colors in this that I really kind of wanted to really play. I mean, for lack of a better term, play. Like normally I try and kind of keep the colors I use to a reasonable amount, but today I may kind of break that rule just because there is so very much to work with here. Now I am going to be using this as the color guide. That way you guys know what colors I'm using. That way, if you have this palette and want to create it yourself, you can do so. So what I think I'm going to do, and I'm going to work this a little bit differently than I normally do. I'm going to actually work from the inside and work my way out. I feel that may give us the best blend when we start like blending some of these colors together. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this shade here at the top, this nice yellow shade here. And it is called Wishful. So we'll go ahead and start with that. So with that being said, though, we of course are going to get like a teeny tiny brush because there's not a lot of space to work in here. And so like I said, we've got to start somewhere. And so we're going to start with that. Let me just go ahead and get just a little bit here on the brush. Get my mirror here so that I can see a little bit better what I'm doing. So we'll go ahead and just get kind of right in there. And I'm really going to kind of pack this color in because it is a pastel. Even being as pale as I am, anytime you're working with pastels, you kind of have to work those colors in a little bit more than you would with certain other types of product. So let me go and get that there in the corner. Like I said, just really, really gently kind of packing that in because, like I said, this is the corner of your eye. Let's be really real about that. So you don't want to apply too much pressure. And it's going to take a little bit of time for this to show up, and you guys may have to wait to see the actual finished image to really see if it's going to show up under this lighting, because unfortunately some of this lighting is a little bit bright. Oh no, it's starting to kind of come through a little bit. But to really get a good look at this, you may need to wait until you see the finished product. So we're going to go there. The next color I'm going to go into, I'm actually going to skip the green. And I'm going to go into this lovely matte blue shade here called Into the Blue. And that is it, that second shade over there. So we've got that. Let me just get a little bit of a brush here. And we're just going to dab. And we're just going to dab. And once we get that in there, we're basically just kind of going to tap it in and blend a little bit of it into that yellow. Because that should start to give us a little bit of that color gradient, that ombre effect, that blended effect. So there we go. Yeah, so you guys can kind of see a little bit, like I said, it is pastel. So I mean, it's not that these aren't pigmented. They really are. So I'm trying to pack a little bit extra in there, because if I don't pack that extra in there, then at that point what's going to happen is it's not going to show up as well. And it's just because it's a pastel color. I mean, anytime you are using pastels, that is something that you can expect. Another way you can make pastels stick a little bit better is to try them wet. I do not have my setting spray here with me, or I would definitely do that. The next color I'm going to go into it with is, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab, let's go ahead and grab this purple shade here right next to Into the Blue called Dreamer. And it's just, like I said, really nice lavender, very Easter egg, fun color here. It doesn't really show up as purple there as it does in the palette. Like I said, we know sometimes the camera does kind of change some of that, does kind of distort that a little bit. So all right, there we go. But that purple does pack in some really nice color. So there we go with that. Just add a little bit more in here. Get on the other side. Like I said, I'm being very gentle with this because I am trying to pack that color, because these are pastels. I mean, you're going to have to use a little bit more. Even with good pigmentation, you're going to have to pack your color with a pastel. I have yet to find a pastel that does not require me to kind of pack the color in there. And that is just the, how shall I say, unfortunateness of lighter pastel colors. So I do want to go back in and get a little bit more of Into the Blue. There we go. And like I said, sometimes when you're using a pastel, you are going to have to go back in and just kind of repack some color to kind of help with your blend a little bit. Like I said, you'll do that less if you're using the brush wet. But right now I am using the brush dry, which is how many of you may initially try to use that color. We are going to get just a little bit more of this yellow shade here. And kind of pack and blend. Now the nice thing about that is that means that these blend really seamlessly. I'm just going to turn this away just a little bit because it's a little bright with the pastels. So that way you guys can kind of, oh, better yet, I'll just turn it off. Oh, there we go. So you can see that a little bit better without the brighter light. And like I said, you'll be able to see that a lot better once I do the photos. All right, so we have those. Let me see here. I literally just had a brush in my hand and I set it down and I don't know what to do with it. Did you guys see where I set it? I'm sure it's probably like right next to me. Just under my butt. Well, it's all right. I've got another one. I've always got extras. But at this point, like I said, this is actually blended out pretty well on its own, just with the way that I've had to go in and add the colors and change those colors up. Now what I want to do is I'm going to go in with my eyeliner to kind of help enhance that color. I feel that the black, the darker shade is going to kind of bring that out a little bit. This poor eyeliner, it's dying. I don't think I have another black one up here. That's all right. We're going to fill this in. That at least gives me my good line. So, all right. So that one we're just going to have to accept has admitted defeat here. All right. And so what we're going to actually do now, I'm going to take this angled brush here. And there is a really dark gray. And I'm going to do something a lot of people are going to be like, I can't believe you're about to do this, but it's my palette and it's not going anywhere else. I would not do this on a palette that was not going to stay in your possession. I'm going to actually lick my brush. The reason is I'm going to need a darker color for this. And this gray will do, but I'm going to need to lick the brush and get it wet to achieve what I need to with it. As you can see here, actually, do I have, no, I don't have anything that work better. Okay. So we're just going to fill this in with this nice dark gray color in it with a wet brush to help us achieve that same winged look that we would have had with our eyeliner. It won't be quite the same, and I'm probably going to have to touch it up for the photos a little bit, but this will give us a little something to work with. This is my palette. I'm not giving it away. I'm not using this on anybody else. It is mine, so my palette can have my cooties all over it all day long. If it is something where you're going to be using it on other people, do not lick your brush and put it in there. Like I said, mine is just a pure matter of desperation because I originally had intended to bring in another palette that had a darker black, and I forgot to do it. That was my bad. That's on me. All right, so we've gone ahead and we've gotten that in. Now, one of the things I do want to do, I do want to make sure I get some of this nice iridescent in here. Yes, this iridescent here is stunning, and the one that I'm going to pick for this look is known as Euphoria. It's a very like white iridescent, and I'm just going to take that as a topper over the top here. Give you that like super like kind of nice like unicorn vibes, because we all know unicorns are life in this world. You know, Shield Maiden is all about unicorns. And we'll just go and get some of this over in here. And like I said, that's going to help with your highlight. It's going to help bring out some of this pastel color that's popping here. And then I'm going to go in with my LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner. This is one I have used before, and it's not showing up. There we go. Let's put my hand behind it. There we go. It's showing a little bit better there. In shade... Where's my shade name on this one? It's amazing. It's a beautiful purple color because I love purple. Vivid is the color. And we are just going to get right along the bottom of this lash line at the corners, because that is where our purple is right here at the corners. We're going to go ahead and get just a little bit of blue in. Oh no, actually my blue blended pretty good in there actually, and so did the yellow. All right. So those actually went in pretty well. I just needed to give that purple just an extra little bit of pop there. Now, what I want to do, we're going to go and do my brows next. Let's go ahead and do brows. Let's get them out of the way. And for that, I'm going to go in with the Benefit Ka-Brow. All right, and I'm just going to close this up here for right now. And we're going to take, and we're just going to draw our line there. Bring our line back that way. Oh, pardon my nose here. You guys have all heard me talk about mountain cedar, and yeah, tis the season. I've actually been pretty sick most of the week. Even today for a good chunk of the day, I was pretty sick. But miraculously it rained here a little while ago, and so I started feeling a little bit better. And so with this, I try not to use it too heavy to start. So basically I only dip in once, and I go in and gradually kind of fill in. There we go. And later on, I will go back in with a spoolie and kind of clean that up a little bit as well. And here's the nice thing with brows is, one, don't let them smell your fear. Because as soon as they know you're terrified, well, then it's game over for you. The other thing is they don't have to look exact. Brows are meant to be sisters, not twins. So simply try and get them as close as possible. I always have one brow that turns out like way more bomb than the other. And I've just learned to accept it. And we are going to have to go back and clean that up with a little bit of concealer, which is fine. That's one of the nice things about brows is you can go in and clean them up. It's not a problem. And the neatest thing I have found when it comes to putting concealer on my brows are these brushes here. They're super flat on the edges, and it just makes it so much easier to get in there with the concealer and kind of clean it all up. Come here, concealer. Come here, my friend. And I'm pretty sure that like part of my fashion statement in life is that I always have concealer or makeup or something on the back of my hand. It's just kind of turned into a thing that I almost always have. And we're almost done getting that cleaned up. But yeah, I still kind of struggle with my brows. I know there are some people that like brows are their thing, and like, you know, it's for them, it's their brow game is super strong. I'm not one of those. Like, I try really hard with my brows. But if I'm going to let that get me down, like, oh Lord, I'm never going to get onto any of the rest of my face. So I sometimes have to just say, you know what, brows, we're going to save this battle for another day. And like I said, I'm just going back in with this just to kind of blend it out a little bit because I got kind of some sharp edges there. So just kind of dab, dab. And I just need to add just a little bit more here. And sometimes that happens. You go in and you take out too much, but you can always go back in and just add it back in a little bit. There we go. There we go. Close enough to even. My one brow like just arches so much better than the other one. And normally it's this one. Like normally this is my archy brow and this one's like, meh. But today apparently this wants to be like the star of the show. Can I get this one to be star of the show? I don't know if I can get this one to even come close to matching. Let's see. We'll give it one shot. We're not going to spend like hours on it. We're just going to give it one shot. And if it doesn't work out, then guess what? This is just going to be my good side today. That's closer. Okay, we'll call that good. We're going to call that good. And now on to, let's do some lips. Actually, no, let's contour a little bit. Let's get some of this contour going. I am going to go in with the Beauty Pie Contouring Gel. This is a product that I absolutely love because it blends so nicely. So with this, it's going to look super dark when I put it on. Don't freak out. Don't be like, oh, what is she doing? It blends out so well that I don't even worry about like putting too much on. I do kind of have to be careful in some areas because otherwise I will kind of start to look like I rub my face in dirt. But sir, we just had a conversation about that. Stop. No. And we don't bite, Mom. Yes, he is absolutely adorable, but he's being a little bit of a hassle right now. But that's all right. I mean, he's little. He's kind of allowed. He's kind of learning. Sir, that is why you were in here in the first place, is because you were getting into mischief. So that's why you had to come in here and be bored doing makeup with mom, rather than out having fun and like running amok. No. All right, we're just going to kind of go down the nose a little bit. Oh, there we go. All right. All right. All right, we've got that. Let's add a little bit of highlight. And let me see which I think is going to be better for this. I am thinking we're going to go with Gag Me. I just feel like for this look, this is just going to be a much better highlight. This is the Jeffree Star Extreme Frost in shade Gag Me. As you can see, it has like a little bit of a pink hue, and I'm kind of digging that today. So there we go. Oh, we didn't even go back and, oh, we forgot to add concealer. Oh, well, that's all right. We'll be fine. It's okay. Gag Me is actually blending in really nicely with the brow highlight that I used. So that's a win for this. Ah, there we go. Almost. It's a fiber from the Blendiful because I haven't had a chance to wash it yet. So there are just some little tiny fibers that occasionally come off, and that was one of them. All right. Now for the lips. Now with this, I have not swatched these colors yet. So let me see if I can swatch them on here for you guys and have them come out looking somewhat okay. Like I said, I am working on getting all my lighting set up properly. It's baby steps. Like I said, everything got really like kind of disheveled there for a while with some remodeling and things we were doing. So now I'm trying to get everything back on track. So there are 3 shades here. The first one here is called Mystify. And it's kind of this purple shade here. That's what it looks like in the container. That's how they labeled it. Let's go ahead and take a look. Ooh, that's kind of nice. See the nice Morphe M there on the top. So I'm really kind of digging that. That's really cool, actually. There is the next shade in the middle, which is kind of this orange color that they're calling Charisma. And once again, each of the packages has the label on in the name and the color, or as close to the color. Come on, focus. You can focus on it. I know. I promise you can. I know you can do this. You just did it a minute ago. Come on. There we go. And the final color, which is known as Wonder. Or maybe this is more the purple. Like the pink and the purple look really, really close. And then when I take it out, no, this is definitely more the pink color. I think for the look we're doing today, that and I really like purple. I think we will go ahead and go in with Mystify, and I will post to Instagram and Twitter the lipstick swatches for these, because I don't think they're going to come through on here. We can try it after I do my lips. We'll go ahead and try it and see what happens. But right now I'm kind of struggling with the lighting, and it happens. And just because this is a really light look, I'm just going with a nude lip pencil. That way, it helps prevent the feathering around the edges that you sometimes get with matte lipsticks. So, now being a matte lipstick, I am feeling like I am having to go in like a little bit more with it. I'm kind of feeling like maybe I should outline it like a brighter pink. But you know what? It's not too late for that. That's kind of the best part about makeup is usually it's not too late to go back and fix something you don't like. Let me see. What do I have? Guess what? I don't have a darker pink, but I do have this purple. Or actually, no. Here's what we're going to do. Because I love the way this turned out last week. I may regret this week. Let me see here. No, we're still black. Okay. So I'm just going in and I'm just kind of darkening up around the edges a little bit. Because unfortunately on me, that shade just kind of disappeared. Because I am super pale. So when you're that pale, sometimes you just got to darken it up a little bit. And it'll kind of, just kind of help bring it all together for you. So this is what we've got here. I'm going to go ahead and turn off this lighting here, see if you guys can see a little bit better here. Now we're still getting a whole lot of feedback on that light. But like I said, I will have this finished look up on Instagram as well as Twitter. So that way you guys can kind of check it out there. In the meantime, like I said, if you like videos like this or you have more questions or want to see more about what I do, feel free to hit like and subscribe and ring that bell, as well as feel free to hop on over to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Like I said, you can find me Shield Maiden SA there, and find those links for your viewing pleasure. So guys, for now, this is going to be Shield Maiden signing out. As always, everybody, fly those geek flags high. Till next time.